For Purdue, it's the exact opposite. They opened the season with high expectations. They were upset by Bowling Green from the MAC conference. It's been a tough week for Purdue. Joe Tiller, for the first time in his coaching career, scrimmaged them on Sunday, again on Tuesday. The key for Purdue, how do they handle adversity and bounce back this week?
Joe Tiller in his 7th season has led Purdue to 6 consecutive bowl appearances. All right, Holly, Jim Grove, one of the great coaches in 1A football. Wake Forest comes out, play action. Randolph looking deep. As Anderson in his sight, the ball tipped, and Stuart Schweigert, the All-American safety, returns it to midfield. Clear sailing at the 40, the 30, and finally forced out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
Mark, the first play of the game for Wake Forest. They show their confidence in their young quarterback, Corey Randolph. They throw the ball deep down the field to Jason Anderson. The ball's tipped. Stuart Schweigert comes up with his 14th interception as a Boilermaker. You see the athleticism he shows running this thing back. But the script, exactly how Joe Tiller wanted it early in this football, Florida, and then changed his mind and ended up here in Wake.
So out of the stack guy flex bone, the pitch outside. And Barkley will get about 5 yards on the play as we at the Purdue defense. Sean Phillips, making his 37th start at the defensive end, ranks 4th in the school with 20 sacks. Nico Kudavitas at the middle linebacker leads what is the strongest group of the defense. And in the backfield, Stuart Schweigert, the free safety, a Playboy All-American, regarded as the top safety in college football. Already an interception by him on the first play of the game from Wake Forest. The play call, now he'll audible at the line of scrimmage from the shotgun. Lead draw back, delay to the left side, stopped in the backfield of Barkley. He hit with a 4-yard loss. Nico Kudavitas, the middle linebacker, was there first on the stop.
Mark, and when
this flex bone, difficult defense, a lot of misdirection, slows the defense way down. The reverse to Idolette, who has the outside and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Gilbert Gardner, the weak side linebacker, forces him out.
You are going to see Wake Forest today with this orbit reverse, as they call it, bringing the flanker Willie Adelette in motion. They will do it more than any team in the country. And it's interesting, Jim Grove got this concept when he was at Ohio University.
So the Demon Deacons at 3rd and 10 now. Again, look to the sideline for a play call after setting the Purdue defense.
And who it's really hard on? These defensive linemen, Mark, that have to be in that stance so long, waiting for them to snap the ball.
A quick jump by the Boilermaker defense, and Barkley is level in the backfield for a 3-yard loss by Stuart Schweigert. The free safety was on the blitz.
Mark, a little surprised right here that we didn't get an offsides penalty on Purdue. We talked about those defensive linemen versus the no-huddle. Mark, and a lot of people think college football coaches, head coaches, make too much money. But the decisions you make as a head football coach, coming into this week, reiterating Joe Tiller, they get upset by Bowling Green. He goes out Sunday, the day after the game, goes in full pads, scrimmages. Felt his football team needed a wake-up call. He said they didn't play Saturday, so they're going to play Sunday. But you roll the dice by doing that, but a lot of decisions. And Purdue right now seems to have gotten that message. They're playing with a lot of energy here early in this game.
Matt was not
on the doorstep, and they just scored again.
So NC State struggling after their upset loss to Wake last week. Corey Randolph comes out on the bootleg, dumps it outside to Josh Warren, the tight end, for a pickup of just about a yard. If you're just joining us, here's how we got to where we are. The first play from scrimmage for Wake Forest, an interception tip ball, and that is Stuart Schweigert. The All-American free safety returns at 42 yards, and then Taylor Stubblefield, after 16 catches a week ago, puts Purdue on the board again with a touchdown of 7 yards for
happening for your defensive football player.
Randolph, plenty of time, goes over the middle and finds Willie Idolette. 5'11", 169 pounds, a redshirt freshman, has been big in the first 2 games so far for Wake Forest.
I really like Corey Randolph. Right here, you're going to see him throw right between 2 defensive linemen, Great catch by Willie Idolette. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him, but Willie Idolette, not very big, kind of like Chris Barkley, won the 100, 200, and 400 meters in the state of Tennessee.
Idolette 3 catches for 39 yards. Now he takes it on the reverse down the left side. The left sideline and driven out of bounds at the 39-yard line. ESPN's new high-definition service.
Big third down, and the freeze cadence kind of unlocks the blitz right here. So Wake Forest, expecting blitz, gets back into an I formation to protect.
Wake Forest 4 of 6 on third downs. The option. Randolph cuts it back up inside past the 40-yard line, but he'll be short about 2 yards at the first down.
Mark, and you see Wake Forest audible right there versus blitz.
Get knocked down every day. 4 of 8 on the day. Third downs. Hand the ball off inside. Gets almost nothing for Wake Forest, as they're going to have to punt the ball again.
Field position football. How many times can Mark out of the shotgun? They slide to protection, but the quarterback is straight behind the center, and you see Brandon Villarreal come in and force that football to rejuvenate a little bit and get ready for this stretch run. But you love the balance of Wake's offense, Mark, throwing the football a little bit here.
No tight end I formation. Speed option outside. The pitch to Barkley is hauled down for a big loss at the 38-yard line by Bernard Pollard, the strong safety.
Anytime you run the option, and Corey Randolph would be a great option quarterback, you're going to take a look right there. You see Kevin Nesfeld. Fortunately, Chris Barkley caught that pitch behind him, or that would have been a turnover.
The speed option happens a lot quicker. He continues to struggle after their loss last week here at Wake Forest. Randolph under pressure, sacked by Sean Phillips. He picks up number 21 on the season.
Sean Phillips lost 10 pounds since last year. He's much quicker. Right here, just no chance. First, the drop back protection, Mark. You don't see Wake drop back.
Jim Grove called a timeout, conferred with his quarterback, and Corey Randolph will now run the play. Purdue shows blitz. Inside, hammered deep in the backfield at the 20-yard line. Stuart Schweigert, the All-American free safety, is in the backfield on the blitz to make the play.
Give Brock Spack credit. It worked for him. He comes with an all-out blitz on 4th and 1. It's going to be real good or it's going to be real bad. And right here, you're going to see the safety Schweigert coming on the blitz. Comes unblocked. Mark, you just can't account for him. And give Brock Spack credit. Stuart Schweigert starts the football game with an interception, the first play of the game, ends the football game with a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
On the watch list for the Nagurski Award, the Jim Thorpe Award, he was the preseason Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. 14 career interceptions. He added to that mark today by 1. You take another look at it, you wonder whether or not the middle linebacker, Nico Kudavides, was offsides on that play.
Maybe we can come back and take another look at that and see if Nico Kudavides was offsides. Although right now, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
It's a question of, is that right foot across the plane of that football? I'm going to abstain on that one because bottom line, it does not matter. But Stuart Schweigert, senior, a lot of injuries last year. I recruited Stuart Schweigert as a quarterback. He was a high school quarterback, great athlete out of the state of Michigan. Opens the football game with an interception, closes the football game with a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, coming up next on ESPN, it's College Game Day Scoreboard presented by Acura with Reese Davis, Trev Alberts, and Mark May. And for extended post-game coverage of today's game, tune into ESPN News Post-Game Extra for interviews, commentary, and analysis.
And Mark, for those Purdue fans, don't think that it was going to be easy coming down here to Wake Forest to win. This is a huge win. And if you look at Purdue's schedule, they needed this one because starting here they've got some big-time opponents coming down the stretch in the Big Ten. But a big, big win. They come out here, they lose Stubblefield, the wide receiver. We don't know how long, but they're not going to worry about that right now because a big win coming down here, beating Wake Forest. Here we get a great angle of the possible offsides.
Wow.
That foot came across after that football was snapped. So Wake Forest has no complaints.
Great work by the guys in the truck as Purdue gets off the schneid now and goes to 1-1. Wake Forest, their dream season, opening up 2-0 with upsets over Boston College. Last week against NC State. They put their first loss on the schedule today against Purdue.
And I'll tell you what, Joe Tiller lost 38 pounds. He's down probably right now 48 pounds. This was probably worth 10 pounds today, this win, but a huge win for Purdue.
All right, for more, let's set it down to the field in Holly Rowe. Holly?
We'll get you.
Hey, Coach, what did your team prove to you today by bouncing back after that loss last weekend?
Well, I think the way we won the game, Holly's maybe more significant than the win itself, although we never take wins lightly. But it's great to go on the road, beat a good football team, come back and do what we had to do, which tells us we got the type of team we think we do.
You wanted to run the ball better today. You took nearly 5 minutes off the clock there at the end running the football.
Guys did a great job of hanging on to the ball. Proud of our players. They played well.
Your seniors on defense certainly showed it. Stuart Schweigert with the interception and then the big play at the end.
That's what we wanted to do, was win on defense and finish. You know, we've had our problems. Maybe the worm has turned.
All right, thanks very much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Guys?
All right, Holly, thank you very much. Joe Tiller, a much happier man today than after the loss to Bowling Green. And our Olympus player of the game, Stuart Schweigert, the All-American free safety, considered the best free safety in college football. The interception and, of course, the sack on the final play.
And if you're Jim Grove, let's give credit to Jim Grove. Don't be putting those W's on that schedule anymore when you play Wake. They're for real.
Well, our final score, 16-10 Purdue. Coming up next, get all the scores and highlights on College Game Day Scoreboard presented by Acura. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. For Bob Davey, Holly Rowe, and the rest of our ESPN crew, I'm Mark Malone. Now back to Reese Davis.